It is the best of times. It is the worst of times. Oh, hello there. I won't embark on a tale akin to Charles Dickens, but I do have a straightforward and highly effective solution for you. At times, the freedom to choose can be a perplexing ordeal, especially when faced with the decision of which state to visit first. I find myself in a similar predicament, as the prospect of making a choice between two enticing options naturally leads me down the path of comparison. Evaluating the merits and demerits of each state becomes a significant priority in my decision-making process. Hey guys, for more enthralling content like this, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. South Dakota and North Dakota, two neighboring northern plain states in the United States, often fly under the radar compared to their more populous and well-known counterparts. In this video, I'll take you through the distinct characteristics that set them apart, despite their shared namesake. Common ground. At first glance, these two states seem quite similar. Both are roughly equal in size, with South Dakota being slightly larger. The population figures are also relatively close, although South Dakota has a larger number of residents at present. Historically, their populations have often been within proximity, with North Dakota occasionally surpassing South Dakota's population. Both states lack a metropolitan area with a population exceeding 500,000, leading to the influence of Minneapolis-St. Paul's over the region. Geographically, both are categorized as part of the Midwest. The vast majority of their land consists of prairies, aligning them with the Great Plains region. They both experience continental climates, and as you move westward in each state, the climate becomes drier. Regarding seasons, both states share a commonality with mild summers and long, extremely cold winters. North Dakota, due to its northern location, experiences even colder winters. The Missouri River runs through both states, and they are both quite far from the ocean. To the west of the Missouri River, the terrain becomes more rugged, characterized by badlands and buttes. Both states primarily are rural and rely heavily on agriculture, with younger populations on average compared to the rest of the country. A majority of residents in both states identify as Christian, with 77% in North Dakota and 79% in South Dakota subscribing to this faith. Additionally, most residents in both states have European ancestry, and the largest ethnic minority in both states is the American Indian. Politically, both states lean conservative and have consistently voted for the Republican Party since the 1960s. The political alignment has led to similarities in their approach to governance and policy. Notable differences. Despite these shared characteristics, South Dakota and North Dakota exhibit noteworthy differences. One of the most striking differences is North Dakota's northern border, which is shared with Canada. This geographic feature has led to variations in accents, with North Dakota residents having speech patterns more similar to their northern neighbors as well as those in eastern Minnesota. South Dakota experiences more thunderstorms and tornadoes compared to North Dakota, which can be attributed to differences in their local weather patterns and topography. A glimpse into history. In terms of history, both states have unique narratives. South Dakota boasts 2 national parks, while North Dakota has only 1. The land that makes up these states has a rich history of habitation by indigenous peoples, including the Mandan and Dakota tribes, from which their names are derived. In the 18th century, French explorers, the La Vérendrye brothers, ventured into the region, where the Great Sioux Nation held sway over much of the area. Subsequently, the area came under Spanish control as part of Spanish Louisiana, before being acquired by the United States through the Louisiana Purchase. While explorations like the Lewis and Clark expedition followed the Missouri River through the region, the area remained sparsely settled by Americans for many decades. This lack of settlement was due to factors such as isolation, concerns about conflicts with indigenous peoples over land use, and the absence of railroads in the area. The establishment of Dakota Territory, coupled with the Homestead Act, finally attracted a wave of American and European immigrants. In 1874, gold was discovered in the Black Hills, leading to conflicts with the Lakota, who considered the land sacred. By 1880, the southern portion of Dakota Territory had 98,000 residents, while the northern portion had just 37,000. This population disparity and rivalry between the settlers was heightened when Bismarck became the territorial capital, situated far from where most of the northern residents lived. Economic landscape. In 1889, residents of both states decided to seek admission to the United States as two separate states. However, a dispute arose over the use of the Dakota name, ultimately resolved by President Benjamin Harrison. He signed the admission documents on November 2nd, making North Dakota the 39th state and South Dakota the 40th due to their alphabetical order. While both states saw a decline in agriculture from early 1900s, their economies have diversified to compensate for this transformation. North Dakota currently has a higher GDP per capita, ranking 6th in the country, largely due to its thriving oil industry, notably the rise of fracking in the western part of the state. In contrast, South Dakota is often considered a better state for business according to Forbes magazine, boasting lower taxes compared to North Dakota. South Dakota's primary industries include healthcare, retail, and manufacturing, while North Dakota places a higher emphasis on education, with healthcare and retail also being significant sectors. Noteworthy attractions. One quirky attraction in South Dakota is Wall Drug, a popular roadside stop, along with the world's only corn palace, which features murals made from corn. Cultural differences. NFL team preferences vary within the two states. The most popular NFL team in most of North Dakota is the Minnesota Vikings, while eastern South Dakota also leans towards the Vikings. However, most residents in western South Dakota are fans of the Denver Broncos. Additionally, a significant part of the rivalry between the two states can be attributed to the football competition between the University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks and the University of South Dakota Coyotes. These teams have been competing since 1903, with North Dakota leading in all-time wins. A deeper rivalry exists within South Dakota itself, as residents from the East River and West River regions frequently engage in good-natured banter. These regions are named after the Missouri River, which divides them, and they differ in multiple ways, including farming practices, topography, and demographics. Calls for reunification. It's worth noting that there have been calls to reunite the two Dakotas into a single state, known as Megakota. A petition with over 19,000 signatures currently exists online, seeking to merge the states. However, this remains an unlikely prospect. Despite their differences and occasional rivalries, the two states generally coexist harmoniously. In conclusion, these northern plain states exhibit more distinctions than similarities, and it's essential to avoid mixing them up due to their unique qualities. That's all for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video, and remember, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more!